What's up, everybody? This is the Healing Kings podcast, and I'm your host, Drew Koss. And today we're going to be talking about Don't Look Back, but I want to have a subtitle which is Dealing with Imposter Syndrome. This is something that has been plaguing us for years. We've heard different views on it, and sometimes we've been stopped completely by it. I want to give you some context on why this shouldn't stop you and how you can actually get past it. Why? Because I want to see you go forward. And I know for a fact, if you're anything like me, most guys, when they face something that they cannot accomplish or conquer immediately, sometimes they quit. So, fellas, chime in, ladies, chime in, whoever you are, chime into this. Imposter syndrome, the whole goal of imposter syndrome is to stop you. Your mind, your brain wants to always make sure you feel comfortable and safe. That is not the goal of life. If you look at people who work out, in my daily profession right now, I am a fitness coach. And with strength training, one of the things that you have to realize is that the muscle will not build if it doesn't tear. So you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You've heard that before. Now, I want to give you some reasons why you don't want to look back and let imposter syndrome become your leader. You've come through so much already in your life. You've conquered so much that if you told people all of it, they would probably think you're crazy. You've conquered things that no one has seen. You've conquered things that people have seen. So you want to be able to revisit what are some of the wins I already have up until this point? What are some of the successes that I already have up until this point? And I don't want to minimize any of them. I don't want to minimize anything that I have already overcome. Why not, Drew? Because that shows me that I actually can do what I put my mind to. I actually can do what I grow into. When I help people make goals, student of mine, he has a goal, and I don't want to say his goal. I want to keep it private, but he has a goal. And I told him, make this goal bigger than what you're saying right now. Let's say, for instance, his goal was to, let's just use weight loss for instance. His goal was to lose 10 pounds. I said, set the goal that you want to lose 20 pounds. Why, Drew? Set a goal that makes you grow into that and makes you become a different person. And that's what imposter syndrome stops you from doing. It's telling you, no, you're not good enough. Okay, if I'm not good enough now, I'm going to grow until I believe that I'm good enough. You don't have the capabilities. Okay, I'm going to master these skills until I have the capabilities. I don't believe in telling people you need confidence. I believe in telling people you need evidence. You cannot stand against evidence. So I told him, set the 20 pound goal, right? And don't look backwards. Don't look backwards but I failed yesterday. Don't look backwards. If we're looking backwards, it's to count the successes that we had. Don't look back. Set the 20 pound goal. What you're going to find out is, what does a person who wants to lose 20 pounds really do? They get more, they get more regimented on what they eat. They get more disciplined on not missing workouts. They build momentum to not miss the goals that they set along the way. You become a different person. So the first thing you want to do is revisit your wins. We always revisit the things that we failed at. And for the life of me, sometimes I do that and I cannot understand. You want to revisit the wins that you had, right? DJ Khaled had a song years ago. I don't know how long ago. This is long. All I do is win. This is not like the think positive type of thing. This is more so, I know things that I failed at, but I even look at those failures as data. Think about the wins. Revisit the wins. What did you do when you won? Think about that. Don't just think it was luck. What did you do? How did you prepare? One of my favorite athletes in the world, I may get in trouble for this, is Floyd Mayweather. Why? Not because he just doesn't lose, but look what he does to win. He's running 10 miles a day. He's training 3 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't eat what everybody else is eating. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't smoke. There's so much things that he's doing to win. And we skip that, but you want to revisit, what were you doing when you were winning, or what did you do to win? Think about that one. When imposter syndrome comes up, I want to think, hey, what's the last time I won? What was I doing? Count that up. For me, when I was revisiting and revamping and just completely doing this podcast over again, imposter syndrome was like, dude, you're going to fail. Do not do it. You failed before. And then I realized, hey, I remember sitting at a desk recording some videos. I remember doing some interviews. If I didn't win in the eyes of making it big, I won in the eyes of starting. I won in the eyes of being consistent. I did those things, so I did win. The second thing is, you want to talk about it to somebody else, not somebody else who's in the same boat as you, but somebody else who's already ahead of you. Because what they're going to tell you is, we all face imposter syndrome, but you still can do it. You still can go after what you want. You still can go after what's in your heart. You still can go after what God has planted in your heart. And you may not get all like the feel good feelings along the way at first, but still go after it. Talking about it with people will help you destroy the whole moving in silence movement. I'm not saying you should tell everybody everything that you're doing, but I do believe moving in silence can become a crutch. When you don't move in silence, you realize now you are accountable to something or someone. And that is one of the greatest investments that you can ever make. If you want to if you want to grow, become accountable to someone who's better than you at what you want to do. If you cannot find somebody who's better than you at what you want to do, find someone who's just ahead of you in some area and ask them, can they hold you accountable? You want to talk about it, because what you don't realize is you can be talking too small. You can be talking too small, and it's time for you to talk a lot bigger. And I'm talking to myself. I'm preaching to the choir. Somebody say amen in here, right? Take you to church. I want to be talking to someone so that they talk me into what I'm trying to get into, or they talk me more ahead more. This is sacred, because most of the time we don't realize people who are succeeding, or they've done things that we haven't done. They've had the same feelings that we had. They've had the same imposter syndrome attacks come up as well. And if they got past it, that's a hint that you can get past it. That's a hint that there's something that you still could do. You want to think about, who can I talk to about this stuff, so that they can help me actually keep moving forward instead of moving in silence. When you move in silence, you don't realize you're not accountable to anybody. So you can just quit and nobody knows. Oftentimes when I want to actually succeed at something, I put it out on social media, because now I have to look at people, even though they may not even be looking at me, and know that, hey, you put this out there and you haven't done it, right? What's happening? I put a goal out that I want to hit 70 videos by March 2nd. Today is December 4th. This counts as the first video. The videos have to be 5 minutes or more. And what it's going to do, that it's going to do when I put it out there, is I'm going to realize, hey, I can come back with some evidence that there's 70 videos in 3 months. 70 videos. So when I'm showing you how to make better videos, or how to show up for yourself when nobody's in the room, it's before, right now, 4:30 a.m., I have evidence to show you these videos. The last one, you want to be challenged. If imposter syndrome is coming at you from all different angles, accept the challenge and go harder. If imposter syndrome is telling you you're not smart enough, I may not be, so let's go get smart. What does a smart person do? How does a smart person study? Who's a smart person I can hang around? Hey, you're not gonna succeed at this goal. Yesterday, that I would have accepted that. Today, I'm accepting the challenge. I'm gonna go do what successful people do. I'm gonna map out and write out whatever I need to do to be successful at this. I don't want you to look at imposter syndrome as something that is coming to stop you. I look at it as a warning that I'm going in the right direction, and the enemy doesn't want me to do that. I'm also looking at it as imposter syndrome can be the thing that's trying to stop me from helping just one person, Just one person. When I show people or teach people how to make videos who are scared to get on social media, the first thing I tell them is just think about that one person. Just think about you helping one person. Not everybody, one person. And if you think like that, you'll be able to show up. So let's just recap, right? We're not going to look back. We're not going to look back, right? You with me? Recap. Number one, you want to revisit the wins. What was I doing that got me those wins? What was the preparation that got me those wins? What was the dark room work, the room that no one saw, the room I was working in that got me those wins? The second one, number two, I want to talk about it. I don't want to just move in silence. I want to talk about it to somebody who's better, who's ahead of me. I want to be held accountable so I can actually do what I said I was going to do. And number three, I want to challenge myself. I want to accept the challenge that I'm going to get better, that I'm going to do the work, and I'm not going to quit. So here's my challenge for you today. Write down what imposter syndrome is telling you and write down what does the opposite feel like of that. After that, I want you to write down 2 action steps that you can take, even if it's super small, even if it's just getting on social media and announcing what you really want to do and what you're going to do, and go take those action steps. Go take action consistently. Guys, I hope you do this. And I know if you do this, you're going to have a lot of success and you're going to have some wins.